Hello, my name is Grandin Gill, and I would like to welcome you to the online faculty workshop. The purpose of this workshop is to help faculty members become better instructors for online courses. So, what are some of the objectives of the workshop? Well, one of the first is to help faculty develop more experience with alternative forms of online content. Most of us have put lectures online or have seen lectures put online, but we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different techniques, including discussion boards and other activities, as a way of making the online course that you might teach more enriched. Another thing that we want to do is give you some experience in online learning from the student perspective. One of the great challenges faculty have today is that many of us have never actually taken an online course. So part of this workshop is to give you a sense of what it's like to actually be a student in a course like this. Another thing that we're going to be looking at is how to develop a level of fit between what it is you're trying to teach and the techniques that you're trying to use online. Now, this is not a theory-based course at all, but some techniques fit better with certain types of content, and other techniques work with different types of course content. So what you might use a discussion for is very different from what you might use a lecture for, and we're going to think a little bit about that in designing the courses. Another objective is to give you some hands-on practice using a variety of different types of tools. And I think this is important because it's hard to design a good course if you have never worked with the type of tools that would be necessary to put that design into practice. Finally, our hope is that we'll interact with each other to better understand the techniques that each of us is applying in our own courses. Because in many cases, the techniques used in face-to-face and blended courses are readily adaptable to online courses. And it also works the other direction. Very often, when you learn a technique in an online course, you find that you can enrich your face-to-face and blended courses using that same technique. The design of this workshop is built around trying to create a deliverable. And in this particular case, the deliverable will be a Canvas course shell. It might not be fully populated, but it will be fully designed and should have a number of characteristics. For one thing, you should have an aesthetic presentation because presentation is important in your courses. You want to organize your course using a modular structure. This is the structure that we are strongly encouraged to use when we are creating online courses, but it also works quite well for your face-to-face courses. You'll build a video lecture or two just to get the experience of creating lectures using a tool like Camtasia. You'll create a sample assignment, maybe some quizzes and a survey, which might be created either using the tool within Canvas or Google Docs. And finally, we'll create some discussion activities. And you might not use all of these things in a particular course that you are teaching, but having this collection of tools in your tool belt will make you more effective as you teach different types of courses. So the course is organized into 6 parts, each part expected to take roughly a week and about 4 hours of your time or so. And the first part, which you're in right now, is the overview of the course. And during this particular part, you'll be doing things like looking at some introductory lectures, doing a Blackboard Collaborate session as a participant, and also acquiring any hardware and software that you're going to be using for the course. The second part of the course will be content creation, and in this section of the course you'll be using tools such as Camtasia to do video captures of the screen, PowerPoint, and of course PowerPoint in conjunction with Camtasia, which is what I am doing now. You'll learn a little bit about embedding files in Acrobat and developing Word documents in a way that makes them very convenient for delivery as Acrobat files. Part 3 will be a section on course design. It's more pragmatic than theory oriented, but one of the things we'll do during that period is discuss a case study of a particular course that I have developed. In part 4, you will start building your own course shell. This turns out to be very easy to do in Canvas, and for the rest of the workshop, you will be focusing on adding things to that shell and looking at each other's shells. In the part 5, you'll begin to incorporate activities into your course shells, such as quizzes and assignments and discussions. And then finally, in part 6, what will happen is you will begin to review each other's course shells and make comments on them. And when we're done with part 6, we will be completed with the workshop. So you might say that the goal of this course is twofold. The first goal, of course, is to teach you things about different tools that will make you a more effective online instructor and hopefully more effective in delivering content for your face-to-face classes as well. I view this as the sort of secondary goal. The second goal, which I believe is the most important goal, is for us to share our experiences, because virtually everyone in this class is an experienced instructor, and what I'm hoping is that we will all learn from each other, and I very much include myself in that, because online teaching is not something that you ever know. Rather, it is a set of skills that you can constantly build, and I am very, very excited to be working with all of you in helping all of us to build our skills in this area.